looks at center as he knocks it to the wall. He's got Kenny Agostino and Mason Marchment with him. Kapler pushing it along to Kevin Gravel. Cannot be understated the impact of Gravel as well in this lineup.
He has settled things down and behind the blue line for the Marlies without question.
There goes Kapler after it. Gravel off the board. Some heat to the game here early as the Senators looking to drive some speed. It comes back. Agostino. Wow, beauty pass off the board. It just got in between Mason Marchment and his stick, and that one goes off of wall.
That was about 6 inches from Marchment picking that up and being in by himself.
Little tip back. Here's Hollowell with Gaudette in close. Tip, and that one slides right through as Gaudette gets to the end boards. Hangs onto it again. Back up. Hollowell just got it on the backhand. And that one is sent with some clarity over to the other side, but it stays in as Matt Reed was investigating. In behind the goal. Trying to get to it was Wilson. He's out with Gaudette and Reed. Coming back, Timo Kivihalme back in the lineup, sharpening up his skills for the Marlies as it's tipped back the other way. Gaudette getting after it. Englund racing back, but this one will be picked up on the icing call and brought all the way back.
Well, Toronto Marlies, 3 consecutive victories. Matt Reed, big part of those 3 victories as well, is he's got a goal in each of the last 3 games, and joked with him that he's got the hot stick going. He goes, yeah, he said, amazing, you get that empty netter to get things going in the right direction, and wow, now all of a sudden 3 consecutive games with a goal.
Hey, now he had a beautiful short-handed goal.
Oh, hey, I told him, hey, they, at the end of the year, they don't ask how many, they just how they went in, just how many.
You bet. And that always makes me think empty net goals of Jerry D'Amigo in the year he had 9 of them. And Steve Spott, who's head coach at the time, he says it speaks more to the fact that we put him out there in that critical situation than it does about the goals. Here's Slapik moving it ahead. Bowsers tries to cut back through Joseph Dusak, and it will not get there. Rubens playing it back up, not out. That one came across, but no, it stays in. And now Slapik comes back to it over the far side, shot off the pads, and Aber picks it up. Sees contact right away, but he's able to find Dusak, and now Tanner McMaster likes to lay some grit into the game. Dusak takes it away at the blue line, escapes over to the far boards, turns back. He and McMaster there, and now he flips it back over to Rubens, who sends it down low. McMaster trying to pull it back out and step out. Aspero steals it away as Troy Mann goes with 11-7 again today. Here's a shot from Klimchuk. He didn't get that one away near fast enough to beat Joseph Wall.
Well, Joseph Wall, a week ago, we were talking about the youngster struggling, and it's amazing how one game can turn things back in the opposite direction. And 38 save performance in that shutout against Rochester last Saturday. And he comes back in here this afternoon and looking sharp here as the Belleville Senators with 4 shots here in the early going and looking like he is dialed in.
Joseph LeMay in for the draw for the Senators, but it's won by the Marlies' Hudson Elena. In amongst the feet. Sticks are out, and it comes back over. Scott Pooley works with Elena and Darren Archibald. Kapler taps it in, trying to put it back up front off the goaltender was Elena. And now that almost looked like it should have been a penalty as Elena got his stick there. No hand went up on that play from either referee. LeBrie knocked down at the blue line by Archibald. One off into the boards as Slapik looks out front to center it, carries it, and then has it knocked away by Gravel, who gets it back with a little help from Elena. Skittering back up at the blue line. Marlies interested in a change, but so are the Senators. They'll drop it back into their own end as Carcone comes out wearing number 8 here with the Belleville Senators as he cuts back through the middle. Across the line, looking on the near side, but that did not make contact with Schwarz, the captain. Lifted back into the corner. A touch there for Marchment, and out front it comes. Back up the line. That is Brooks trying to send it through the mess. And back the other way. Here's Thornton with speed. Comes in. Backhand. Stopped by Wall. Great save by Joseph Wall. Brilliant, in fact, as it comes back up to the blue line.
Unbelievable the speed of Formenton, who allows him to get that clear-cut breakaway as he does, it seems like every game.
Here's Carcone trying for the same as he drops it back. In close. Didn't take the shot.
Carcone this time gets in by himself again as well, and he elects to make the drop pass instead of taking it to the goal, as the Senators knocking on the door here early for that first goal of the hockey game.
Wall comes out to play it. He's able to move it effectively, and now Matt Reed trying to get after it. There goes Gaudette. Wilson looks to center it back out. It goes back behind the goal. His goal is there. And now this one through the blue paint side of the goal. Scrambled for it. And back up along the near wall it comes as Dusak and Reed combine. Joseph Dusak going to step away and get a shot away, but he caught Ramsden right in the thigh. Klapik was looking for it. Dusak rushes back, realizes they need to get in a change, and protects the puck. Back to Christian Rubens. Had 2 last night in the way of assists. Rubens did. Aberg sends it far corner. Cut off at the wall by Kapla. Turns around, looks up high. Finds help from Tanner McMaster to the goal, but that one is over the snowbank.
As Formenton with 9 points in his last 7 games and sits second in American Hockey League rookie scoring, but is 12th in league scoring as him and Josh Norris, the top 2 rookies here in the American Hockey League thus far this year.
Agostino out of the corner, feeding over to Brooks. He wanted the shot and he just could not get that one away the way he would have liked. Klimchuk over to the far side. Abramov through the middle, and it is off the skates of Agostino and turned back quickly by the Marlies. Brooks back through center. Here's Agostino across the line. Sends it back up for Michael Kapla toward the goal. Takes a funny bounce, and then over to the far side. Abramov tries to get it out. He will not. But it allows everybody to get in a change, and it's thrown back through center and given right back to the Marlies. Kapla assessing the situation. Trying to get it by Hollowell. A little shot there on Kelly, but allows Brown to come back. Kapla comes as he was coming back from going to the bench. Saves the day there, and now has to come back again as Kelly drops it back to LeBate. Through the middle and out the other side.
Well, terrific defensive play, as you said, stick in the lane by Michael Kapla, but he was the one who made a poor pass to his defensive partner and ended up starting that play for the Senators in the neutral zone. Reaching
to it, Marchment. Now Kapla will get a chance to go off here as it is played in. Korshkov. Lajoie sends it back behind the goal. Long pass up through the middle. Here's Formenton. Shot off the post. Rebound, scores. Schwarz got a piece of it and sent it past Joseph Wall as the Senators open the scoring.
Well, and again, this time it's the captain of the hockey club for this Belleville Senators, Jordan Schwarz, who's got his 6th goal in 9 games. Yeah, but it starts through the neutral zone again with some speed. Schwarz to Formenton. His shot goes off the glove of Wall and then hits the goal post and bounces straight out. But Schwarz, Johnny on the spot, tucks it underneath the left pad of Joseph Wall, and the Belleville Senators strike first in this one as they now have a 1-0 advantage.
Gaudette gets off Reed, then off Hollowell, and back down the ice it goes. Englund, Carcone, Sends it in as Wall comes back, gives it a touch, and gets back into the goal, trying to center it back out. But up high they go. England, hard shot from distance, missed completely. Comes back over to Schwartz. He goes cross ice again. And another one, but this one is off the player and back out as Wilson steps around one, and then it converges on him. He's still after it. Brandstrom trying to make good on the mistake, and he at least keeps the puck from being shot on goal by Wilson. Back up it comes. Dusak toward the goal. That's off the mark as it's lifted back into center. Carconi and Formenton back the other way, and the shot by Carconi goes off a wall as he comes up with the save.
Another outnumbered chance there for the Belleville Senators as they've come out the gate in this one after losing 4-2 on home ice last night. They've come out here this afternoon at the Coca-Cola Coliseum and have their foot firmly on the gas pedal as it's 7-1 shots favoring the Belleville Senators and a 1-0 lead to boot.
Came out pretty hard in that first period yesterday as well. Mason Marchman ended up tying that game up. Comes back, but they are hard on the forecheck in this first period, at least the first half of this first period, as Kaplan trying to get back to it. Michael Kaplan. Aber off the boards and moves it back to Joseph Dusak, who looks up front. He's got Aber there. He's going to wait it out as Norris is out front of it. Long pass ahead. That was intended for Eleanor, but the whistle on the play with 10:24 left to go in the first.
Well, we're going to see the captain, Jordan Schwartz, has 5 goals and 9 points in 6 games versus the Marlies this year, and he obviously loves playing against this Toronto Marlies hockey club, as Mason Marchman does the Belleville Senators, as well as he is the leading goal scorer against Belleville this year.
Well, and the shot, that one glances off back to Murray out front and handled by Wall. Nick Patan, who's out of the lineup, has the most points of any player in the series at 13 in 6 games, and he'd like to get back in real quick.
Oh boy, they would love to have him, no question about it, as he has, been so good for the hockey club. 22 games, 30 points on the season, and he's a big hole to fill without question with him out of the lineup.
Gravel, that one got caught up in the skates as he comes back to bail out his teammate, and he plays it on the backhand the other way. A race to it, but that one is going to be picked up on the icing call and brought back, even though Adam Brooks seemed to be interested in legging that one out. Well, there you take a look at the leaders versus the Belleville Senators this season.
Well, you're right, Kenny Agostino, also one of those guys. Jeremy Bracco, 8 points, as well as, when you play a club 12 times, this being the 9th time this year, you get lots of opportunities to pile up points if you get on a roll against a certain team.
Well, and it is not exactly boding well for the home team in this series either. They're 3-1 in each other's barns. Back up along the near side it comes. Labrie off the pads, out front it comes. Boy, Klimchuk was right there but couldn't find the puck. Norris, the shot, scores. What a rip by Norris. He is a rising star in the Senators organization, and he puts them up 2-0 with a deadly shot.
Well, you're right about that. He absolutely rips this over the glove of young Joseph Wall, his 26th goal of the season and 51st point, and the leading rookie scorer in the AHL, but also the 4th leading scorer in the entire league. And the Belleville Senators, who have come to play in this one, out shooting Toronto 9-1, and now a 2-goal advantage here with that shot by Norris. And the former first-round pick of the San Jose Sharks, that trade last year between the Sharks and the Ottawa Senators for Erik Karlsson has paid some dividends for the Senators as Norris is going to be, I would say, their top prospect right now, but also that first round pick coming this year could end up being a lottery gem.
Back up for England at the blue line, and now Brown cross ice. They are moving it swiftly, and that one off the mark as McMaster tries to get a piece of it, put it up at the line. Aberg runs into England, and now Kivihalme is able to work this one back to Kapla. Less than 9 minutes to play here in the first period. Kivihalme and Joseph Duszak as Rubens, his defensive partner, steps on. Pass up. Wilson, boy, he was in behind there. He just couldn't gather in the little tip from Matt Reed, rather. It's back behind the goal it comes. Schwartz, Cadet, steals it back. Reed, pressure right away from England. Wilson after it, trying to get to it as Cadet as he comes back out of the corner and looks up high. Duszak toward the goal, tipped by Reed, but off the mark. 12 minutes gone. Cadet chipped by. Wilson tried to get there. Formenton now back 2-on-1 with Carconi. Back to Formenton, and that is Rubens who came back to break up that play. Just a little too slow developing. That time Carconi wasn't prepared to shoot it.
Got to get their feet moving as they get caught standing still, and another outnumbered chance for the Belleville Senators.
Lifted back to the line. Schwartz diving in. Aspero, the shot tipped, scores. Boy, that one was a read from a long way back as Aspero came diving in unopposed. And right away, the Senators, just over halfway into this first period, are up 3-0.
Well, I'll tell you, some patience in the offensive zone as you hang on to the puck. And waiting is Eric Brandstrom, who does a good job of watching his partner leave his position on that left blue line and head towards the Toronto goal. And he lays the perfect pass just to redirect at the top of the blue paint past Joseph Woll. And just like that, it's a 3-0 advantage, and a timeout called here by Greg Moore and the Toronto Marlies as his club reeling a little bit, no question about it, with a 3-0 advantage for Belleville Senators, and the shots favoring Belleville 10-1 in this one already.
Well, this is not the team that has played in the previous 3 games, and in fact, Bob, in the last 5 games, 6 games that we've seen out of the Toronto Marlies, this team has rarely shown itself this way. And they call a timeout. Greg Moore does. He talks to his team to see if they can shake this one up a little bit as Joseph Woll returns between the pipes with 7:30 left to go in the first period. Woll plays it back up, hoping Archibald come to it. Elena out of the corner, turns back again. It's relentless pressure too by the Senators. This is the team that you get when you play them. It's why they are where they are in the standings. Archibald sends it in. You can't afford mistakes, and the Marlies have made some in this first. Here's Elena on the backhand, turning back out front, trying to center it, but it goes off and right back to Slapik, and back the other way it comes. Brown over the far side. Archibald skates to it and takes it down the wall, and then is held up as it is back up along the near side. Brown trying to get back on side. Marchman steps away. He's got Brooks with him, and now Brooks into the corner. Got left on some sticky ice. Cross ice for Agostino. Picks it up, and that one knocked away from him. Abramov on a race to it, still with it, scores! Abramov beats Joseph Woll as he outworked the 2 Marley defenders, and he puts the Senators up 4-0.
Well, I'll tell you, that is just what you call second and third effort by Abramov, who gets his second goal and 5th point in the last 5 games. But he is just relentless with not saying, I'm not taking the back seat here. I've got position. I'm going to keep working and get my opportunity. And he gets it by that right pad of Joseph Wall. And the 17th goal of the year for Abramov has staked the Belleville Senators to a 4-0 advantage here, still with 6 minutes to go in period 1.
And they're going to still keep rolling. England. Formanton looks over, down out of the corner, rolling back, scores up high, shot, stopped, and grabbed by Joseph Wall with 5:55 left to go in the first period.
And quite frankly, can't really fault the goaltender in this one, as they have just been relentless, have the Belleville Senators, and the Marlies got caught on their heels, and they have not been able to recover so far in this game.
Hard shot right on. Wall comes up with that one. The Marlies have managed, as you say, Bob, just one shot on goal at the other end, as the Senators clearly have come out after being beat last night by the Marlies. And having a win streak ended, they are intent to go on another one here and have themselves in a convincing lead, 4-0, with a lot of time left to go here in the first period as well.
Yeah, for Toronto, you've got to get some play in the offensive zone and see if you can at least get on the board here before this first period runs out with 5.5 minutes to go to get some momentum back on your side.
Well, after a couple of really strong games, 3 really strong games and wins against this Belleville club, Rochester, Laval, teams they have to beat. Toronto Marlies reeling in this first period here, and got to find a way to just pick up one and maybe just start with the simple stuff. Shot on goal and owning the zone. Wall gives it a touch and then pokes it into the corner. Slapik comes back to it. Up along the near side it comes. This is the 9th game, by the way. And now back the other way, 2-on-1. Dusak. Murray comes back, hands it over. Pooley shoots, scores! It starts there. Scott Pooley.
Well, Scott Pooley, who had gone 4 games without a goal after having 5 goals in a 6-game stretch, comes up and joins the rush. But Mac Hollowell with an excellent job as he gains the offensive zone. He looks over his shoulder, the perfect drop pass to, Joey Dusak, excuse me, and he puts it right in the wheelhouse for Pooley to pick it up, turn and look, and he snaps one past Gustafson. And the Marlies get on the board and cut into the 4-goal advantage for this Senators. And now just a 3-goal hockey game and some momentum, and get the crowd also back involved in this one.
Well, it can't get them all back in one shift. They're going to have to keep chipping away here. Hudson Ellinak in single-man luge there. Just cannot get down the track as the puck in amongst his legs as he's trying to get back up. 4-1 is the score. Scott Pooley answers. He has a passion for the American Hockey League that I think is going to well serve this league. Here's Archibald out on the left side, shoots, and he didn't miss by much as Hollowell keeps it in. Archibald, side of the goal. Back across the line, Abramov. Pooley, cross ice, skating to it. Ellinak, but he's going to be offside. The other thing about Scott Howson, he's pragmatic. He's a lawyer, Osgood Hall. He's been a player. He's been 26 years in the league as an executive.
Yes.
He's done everything in not only the American Hockey League, National Hockey League, played there in the Islanders organization. It's a guy who really has put together an impressive resume that almost seems tailor-made to be the president of this league.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Todd. I think that the league has done an excellent job of finding the right guy to succeed Dave Andrews, and you know what? I think it's a well thought out process, and they got it right.
It's a working job. This is not a figurehead. The president of this league is is somebody who's expected to show up early and go home late. Scott Howson well knows it's the second time though he's taken over for Dave Andrews in a job.
You're right.
Dave Andrews was Cape Breton. They won the Calder Cup. Agostino out front. Kimmy Holme with the shot and the stop by Gustafson as the Marlies start to put together a little bit of offense. Back through the middle as it hops back out into center.
Well, the goal by Pooley has kick-started the Marlies' offensive game a little bit here as they get an excellent chance off that Kimmy Holme opportunity jumping in.
There's Rubens, chips it at the line, and they're trying to get in a change there, but Englund backs up. 3 minutes left to go in the first period. Long pass ahead. Formenton goes after it, but so does Rubens. Big bodies collide there as Gaudette reaches in and pulls it out of the pile. Wilson back along for Reed. Cross ice finding the seam, and then Gaudette couldn't backhand it over to Wilson, who was trying to work himself free. Randstrom knocked hard to the ground, and he skates back over to the bench. As it comes back across the line, cutting in toward the goal. Wilson just could not find that one with enough momentum to get it out of the snow.
Well, that was a great job by the youngster Logan Brown with his long reach to knock the puck off the stick of Wilson.
Carcone couldn't get that little spin move that he likes. Side of the goal, trying to jam it in, and we got a penalty coming up here to the Toronto Marlies.
It's going to be a hooking call, and it's going to go against one of the two Toronto defenders, as Carcone and Norris both trying to get to the net and see if they can reestablish that 4-goal advantage. As you see Norris with a nice little move, and it is Matt Reed, the veteran, who gets the stick in there and gets it in the hands and knocks Norris down. So the penalty for hooking will go against Toronto, and the Belleville Senators power play will go to work. And their power play, ranked 12th here in the American Hockey League, was 0 for 6 in last night's contest.
Here's Marchment though on a break back the other way. Long shot as he comes in after it again. Logan Brown moves it. Marchment, a chance there as he broke it up. Back over for Norris. Over the far side. Back up, and Marchment knocks his man down.
What a body check.
Down.
Logan Brown eats the shoulder of Mason Marchment as Marchment gets him in the trolley tracks, and he unloads.
Norris back across the line, cross ice. Balzers looks down low. Here's Brown, who's still out on the ice after the hit. Randstrom back over. Norris likes the shot. He scored on it earlier, but this time it will not stay in as Gaudette gets it, moves it, and then had Korshkov heading to the goal. Now Korshkov and Gaudette come back across the line. They go Korshkov, beating it all the way back responsibly to Mac Hollowell. Right back to Korshkov as they continue to hang on to it. Korshkov and now Hollowell and Gaudette. Marlies back to it. And up into the middle of the ice it goes. Murray looking for an entry point. Comes across the line, and it is broken up as Tanner McMaster tried to tip it back out. He'll get support here from Kimmy Holme. And rather than just send it all the way down the ice, the Marlies continue to chew away at the clock. This time, however, they decide they got to get it back out. Retreating back, Formenton. As they move back up, and that one goes into the bench of the Marlies with 10.5 seconds left to go in the first period. 8 seconds left to go in the Reed penalty.
Well, there's been some physical play in this one. Matt Reed lowers the broom on Eric Randstrom, and then on the being shorthanded against the Belleville power play, Mason Marchment with the shoulder into the face of Logan Brown, but Brown continued on, so good on him that he takes a big lick but just keeps on going.
Well, that's the end of the period. as the penalty expired, and the Senators have a convincing 4-1 lead after 20 minutes of play, but the Marlies penalty kill comes on late and continues its streak. And we will be back with the intermission with Spencer in a moment.
You know what? Scott Pooley, to me, looks like a goal scorer's goal scorer, no doubt about that. 16 goals in 18 games in the ECHL. He's got 7 goals now here in 21 games in the American Hockey League. I would say that he's a guy that if you can put in a position to get near the goal, he's going to give you an opportunity to score some goals.
Well, and then you saw Christian Rubens as well. He had 2 points last night. Brooks Markman shot, rebound, comes past Agostino, and now back out it comes for Carcone. Tries to move that into third gear along the boards, but ran into some opposition. Formenton with the shot, and that is stopped as Marchment plays it back out through center. Doherty retreats with it. Back along for Schwarz. Hollowell comes back on it. Little chop there by Carcone. Brooks through the middle. Agostino turns back. He finds Marchment on the near side. Brooks going to the goal. Here comes Agostino after it. Marchment tried to scoop it up and 7-iron that one into the goal, but he just didn't make contact. It was Marchment again. Holding off his man. Plays it into the corner, but the Marlies on a change here in the first minute of play, second period. Slammed back into the zone by Klimchuk. Wall comes out to play it. Kitty Holmey trying to move it back up along the near side. Eleanor across the line will pursue it. Lajoie turns back. And it is Archibald who got a piece of it. Lifted up, but the line kept in by Pooley. Moves it back over to Holmey. Far side. Pooley trying to get to it again. On the backhand. Sent it wide. And it comes straight back out front. Loose puck. Pooley trying to get his stick loose. Could not. And Archibald knocks it into the corner.
Yeah, Pooley just had his stick tied up with the Senators player and couldn't get that loose puck.
Pooley again. Tossing it into the corner. Archibald there. Pooley goes off. He's having a game here. Scott Pooley since he scored that goal. Rubens. Back across the line. Finds some speed. Rubens to the goal. And he takes the shot and flips over into the corner. Wilson comes back after it. Runs into some trouble from Hubert Labrie. And now Labrie and Wilson some chat behind the play. Busak skates into it and skates away from trouble. Back out through Wilson. Finding Reed and across the line. Reed has Gaudette out front of the goal. And he just sent it right through Gaudette. And now 3-on-2 back the other way. Carcone looks out front, drops it back, comes out front, stopped by Wall. Absolute brilliant save.
Wow, what a terrific save as the Marlies get a chance at one end that they just can't quite cash in on, and right back the other way come the Senators, and they look like they've got the opportunity to extend that lead to 4 again, but Joseph Wall with cat-like quickness with that right leg, and he denies Balzers to restore the advantage.
Picked off by Hollowell as he was determined to get to that puck, and he chips it up and into the bench of the Marlies.
Well, Tyler Gaudette's got to be shaking his head a little bit because he had an opportunity like this in the first period. Now here in the second, Matt Reed, and all that needs to be done is to put back, and he can't get his stick on it. And then Carcone with the drop pass and the little give and go, as standing at the side of the net is Rudolph Balzers, and it looks like he's just going to chip it by the goaltender Joseph Wall, and he throws that right pad out to deny the Senators from restoring the 4-goal advantage, excuse me.
Doherty, the free tip there from LeBate, but it's off the pads of Wall, and now back down the ice it comes with Max Hollowell's hands. Gordon Murray all the way back to it, behind the goal. McMaster interested in it. Into some free ice. LeBate picked off. McMaster cross ice, waiting on it. Korshkov shoots off the pads, loose out front. Korshkov still after it, and it comes back up to the line and out. All the way back. Kaplan will be there to grab it up and move it along for Adam Brooks. He finds a little speed as Brooks carries it down and looks out front. That could be Holme going to the goal, but it's given away, and back the other way come the Senators. Norris driving in. Stopped by Wall. And Brooks was making sure that Abramov didn't get a chance there.
Well, Joseph Wall looking around because he doesn't know where the puck is. He feels it hit him, but he doesn't know whether it gets through or not. The turnover by Adam Brooks in the offensive zone, and as you say, a 2-on-1 break, and Abramov looking for the rebound, but it's going to the net hard. It is Josh Norris. He redirects it, but Wall gets it between the pads and squeezes the legs tight. That doesn't allow the puck to get by him.
Shores and Gaudette. A couple of guys who have been on teams together in Portland, and now Lajoie comes all the way back over the far side. Gaudette getting after it there. Knocks it down. Back out Wilson trying to get a shot away. Will not. And now Lajoie lifts it in. Kaplan comes back, turns left, and Gaudette will pick it up again through the middle. Back off the boards and in. Carconi trying to lean off there as it comes along the near side. 5 minutes into this second period. Marlies down 4-1 after 20 minutes of play. Strong first period as the Senators came out with some intention. Carconi trying to cut back through the middle, hands the puck over as Scott Pooley got his stick on it. Senators quickly transitioning back over. Slappick the shot, the save. Wall comes up with another one. Back up at the blue line. Labrie winds up, and he didn't miss by much. Working to get to it, Eleanuk, as the Senators turn up the heat a little bit here in the second period. Klimchuk pulling it back out of the corner. Round behind. It finds its way to the stick of Kaplan, and he uses the net to create a little separation as Eleanuk goes cross ice, finding Scott Pooley. Pooley tried to jump by Doherty. It wouldn't happen. Doherty's stick in the way, and it allows the Senators to move it right back up and out. Quick transition back the other way. Aspero getting in, and he just could not regain his balance and back onto his feet. Archibald reaching to get that one back out. And now Pooley in on a break. Scott Pooley shoots, rebound, and he could not kick that one by.
He was out of gas, and as a result, I don't think he could have stopped in time to try and pick up that loose puck after Gustafsson would made the initial save after Pooley was in all by himself. Boy, oh boy, that's a big save for the Belleville Senators, because if the Marlies score to cut it to 4-2 game, we've got a whole new one developing here. But the Marlies with some life now after they get a little opportunity at the offensive side of things.
Over the far side, Murray looks out front. Labate there, up, scores. Joseph Labate. As they got him working one way, the other way, and Murray just found him.
Well, and that's how quickly the tide changes in games, where you get an opportunity one way after the bouncing puck. Pooley picks it up. He's all by himself with Gustafsson. He can't corral the rebound, but the Belleville Senators come right back the other way. Jordan Murray with the shot towards, just throw it towards the goal. It hits off a skate and a stick and bounces right to Joseph Labate, and he makes no mistake, and his 7th goal of the year has restored the 4-goal advantage here for the Belleville Senators. It's a 5-1 hockey game here in period 2.
Here's Agostino out of the corner and back up high. Hollowell cross ice, finding Kivy Holme. Goes in behind the goal, steps out. Shot from Hollowell, and that goes off the goaltender. Brooks finding Kivy Holme again. Another shot, and this time from distance. It goes off the blocker. Out front, Marchman tries to reel it in. And it comes right back to Hollowell again. Marchman and Brooks. Into the corner, Agostino. Cross ice, Kivihalme. And boy, he had to get quick on that one as Carcone would have got a free pass the other way. Brooks to it. Momentum picks it up. Broken up by Kivihalme. Still after it. Adam Brooks as he sends it out to center. Agostino finds Marchment down the left side. Got Hollowell following it up. Trying to step behind Lajoie. Gets it back to the blue line for Rubin. Likes to take the shot toward the goal. And that long pass does not find a home. Marchment has a dance on it. And he levels the defender as Wilson grabs it up, and Englund gets up and gives him a whack right back the other way. And Andreas Englund is going. It's Dusak takes a shot. Englund already going to the box here. The Marlies will get a power play opportunity as Marchment this time draws the anger of Englund.
Well, Mason Marchment lowers the boom on Englund as he tries to step up on Marchment, and it's one of those plays where Marchment sees him coming and forces the puck, and a big shot to the Englund with the extra retaliatory penalty with the shot in the face. We'll come back with the Marlies power play. The Toronto Marlies will go to the power play for the first time in the hockey game, looking to see if they can get back to work and get on the board here with their power play to get back into the game.
They'll have to do it. It stays in, McMaster, and then comes back out. Marchment is trying to get back out after being tripped up. Dusak finds Agostino. Brooks carries it across the line and then drops it back to Marchment. He hangs on and then pushes it over to Joseph Dusak. Along to McMaster, top of the circle, out front. They wanted to get that back out to Brooks on the tic-tac, but there was no go. Schwartz plays it all the way back down the ice.
Well, Jordan Schwartz, so solid defensively, as well as one of those guys who has got his offensive game in gear as well.
Here's McMaster. He drops it over to Agostino. Following the play, Dusak leans in, big thumper off the pads. But it is played back out into center. Dusak gives that over to McMaster, and now Marchment drops it back. McMaster gets it back to Dusak. Off the stick, but McMaster recovers it. Down low, he's got Marchment. He gets out front of the goaltender. McMaster draws in. Boy, he's got traffic, and he sends it off the crossbar.
He had Gustafson beat short side, but the crossbar keeps it from getting by him.
There's the shot, rebound, backhand, scores. Mason Marchment again against the Belleville Senators, a power play goal. As he gets the Marlies back one here.
Well, Mason Marchment, 5-game goal streak now. 8 goals in those 5 games. And he absolutely is on fire, especially against this Belleville Senators club, who he had a hat trick last Friday against them, and second effort on this play. It looks like he's going to have the easy tap in, but Gustafson with the excellent job of getting a stick out there on it, but then Marchment turns and spins off the defenseman's skate up and in, and his 13th goal of the season and 8th in the last 5 games. Has cut the lead again. It's a 3-goal game, still 5-2 in favor of Belleville.
We're halfway into this game as well. Only 5 seconds more than that. Lots of time, really. Lead not insurmountable by any means. As picked up. Gravel moves it back. Kivihalme as the Marlies exit the zone. It is knocked down by the defender and out of play. So that face-off is going to come inside the Belleville zone. But we will bring that back to you when we return here at Coca-Cola Coliseum in Toronto on Leafs Nation Network.
And boy, oh boy, he is on one heck of a tear. But not just scoring goals, is he ever playing physically as well, as he's lowered the boom a couple of times in this game, drew that penalty in order for him to score that power play goal to get Toronto back in the game.
Senators pick it up, snap one, cross ice. Carcone, too sharp for him. And Dusak carries it left side. Wilson off the boards. Rubens comes back to it. Not many options, but push it around to Wilson. Norris gets to it, tries it off the board, gives it to Cadet. He snaps one, but that one catches the defender, England, right in the leg. And Rubens knocks it away. Dusak able to get back after it. He does not quite get there, but the puck comes to Matt Reed. Dusak waits it out behind his own goal, and now he steps out and moves it along to Garrett Wilson, who backs into the zone and has it slide away as Aspero back to it. Gaudette. Little kick and a shove as Reed comes back. Bounces back to Kapla, and Hollowell along to Agostino. Across the line it comes, but only briefly. Now Agostino had to wait until Hollowell vacated the zone, and he works his way back in, trying to get the puck back himself. Nice little pass back to himself as Brooks looks to put it back up to the line. Hollowell to the goal, and it goes off just wide. Here's Kapla. Looking to get a stick on it, Adam Brooks. He reversed it back into the corner as Agostino got to it. Lifted back out into center and beyond. A touch on a high stick here by Mac Hollowell. And Kapla is the next one to touch it. So with 7:41 left to go in the second period, the Senators remain up 5-2. Take a look from earlier this week with the Leafs.
Yeah, it's Andreas Johnsson and that's Barry Kaplan bang legs together. And it was announced yesterday that Johnsson is going to be out for 8 weeks with surgery on that knee. And boy, oh boy, that's a big blow to the Toronto Maple Leafs, no question about it, as the injuries continue to pile up for the Toronto Maple Leafs after last year being one of the least man games lost.
Shot, rebound, diving for it. Wall was taking a look around for it, trying to find it. And it just would not come to him. Norris is going to have to go off. He gets his bucket and goes off, but he is going to have to go off. And puck comes across the line offside. 7:17 left to go.
Well, it's one thing that Belleville has shown in this game. They've been relentless offensively as they get the opportunity down low. Norris to Abramov, and then Wall with the initial save, and then Norris pulls the puck out from underneath the pads of the Toronto goaltender, but somehow he finds a way to squeeze it back under there and get it out to safety. But the Senators looking to see if they can get that advantage back that Toronto is cut into.
Back up the boards, tipped in by Scott Pooley. Jack Doherty goes back. Gustafsson plays this one near side. Murray up through the middle. Simple game from Murray, as we said to Spencer. Now Schlappick sees the attention. Back up. Doherty trying to get it down low. It takes a bounce off the boards as Gravel comes back to it. Rotating back up. Doherty to the far side. Labrie centered to Kelly. Labrie again sends one down low. That one went up and out of play with 6:26 left to go in the second period. Some good play here, employed with an 11-7. Again, Troy Mann, even when we go back to the Hershey Bears days, that's what he liked to play, at least against the Toronto Marlies.
Well, you know, it's something where he firmly believes that his best forwards get an opportunity for that little bit more ice time. And I think that starts when you coach in the ECHL. You have you have an 18-man roster for a game, which means that you would have only 10 forwards and 6 defensemen, and so you switch it up a little bit here and there, and I think he's employed that a lot here in the American Hockey League, and with some success without question, as his team sits firmly entrenched in first place in the North Division.
Back up the blue line it comes. Hard shot, well off the mark from Brandstrom. as it comes back Carconi. There's another long bomb, Labrie. Boy, they are happy to shoot from distance on this exchange.
So Coach Troy Mann doing a great job with his group here in their second season, or his second season behind the bench in Belleville, and this their third season in Belleville.
That shot goes up and into the glass. Well, you know, for all that talk that was generated around experience, here's Carconi in toward the goal and just sends it right into Wall. And now back the other way, Duszak across the line. Wilson. Boy, that didn't look offside, but that's how they saw it. But all that talk during the Marlies Calder Cup run of them being an experienced and deep team, and it was easy to look at Ben Smith and guys like that and say, oh yeah, they had the experience.
Yes.
But it doesn't play out when you did the actual math on it.
Yes,
they were the youngest team.
because they had a lot of young guys. And you think of all the first-year players who came in and won a Calder Cup.
Well, the guy who comes to mind and found his way into the Leaf lineup, not just Andreas Janssen, who had a great Calder Cup season, MVP of the Calder Cup playoffs, but Pierre Engvall, who was good. Aspero, the shot off the pads. Kapla back to it, and then Engvall saw the success of that and saw what he had to do, and boy, did he ever put it together to make himself known and have an impact and find himself in the Leaf lineup. Here's Brooks. A shot blocked by Aspero. Back up at the blue line. Kivi Hallmake drifts toward the goal. He took the shot, but it closed in on him. And now Adam Brooks trying to shake loose the puck off the boards. It comes back up to Kivi Hallmake and outside the line as he gives it back to Mason Marchment. Goes off the skates of Brooks, and in they'll have to battle for that one, and it allows Korshkov. Boy, he's trying to get it to McMaster, but no authority on that pass as it comes back to Kivi Hallmake. Gravel under pressure out of the corner, easily escapes it and then goes cross ice. Korshkov goes after it. Now there goes Korshkov, picks it up on the backhand and wanders away from him, and he's still after it. Picked off, LeBate. Korshkov takes him out of the play, and then LeBate gets right on top of him as Korshkov is trying to step away. LeBate, boy, he wanted to get involved with Korshkov, but there were Korshkov just simply skated away from him. No harm, no foul. Here's Pooley with a chance, takes a shot. Archibald into the corner after it as the body's starting to connect a little bit more frequently. Elena getting back on side. Archibald, he's got Pooley over there. Elena, the shot, he misses on the near side. Duszak coming back. Elena back checking on the play. He gets it back from Christian Rubens. Elena down the near wall, and now he sends it out front. He was hoping to make a connection to Duszak for Archibald. Long pass over to Archibald as he sends it in. The Marlies will make change it. 2:45 left to play in the second period. Elena comes back to it. They're down 5-2. Need to find some more offense here as Wilson looks to it. Garrett Wilson trying to dive back and keep it in. Kapla hands that over to Matt Hollowell, and now he's got help from Elena. Back over Wilson with a blistering shot into the glass. Kept in by Kapla at the blue line. Matt Reed has that one step away from him, and up ice it comes. Carconi stops up, feeds it out front. Turnaround for Minton, could not get the shot away. Here's Hollowell. He sent it in, but that one is going to be picked up on the icing call with 2 minutes left to go in this second period.
Well, this game, these two rivals in the 9th game of this series, and they've been pretty tight games. Every game has been decided in regulation, but when one team gets the upper hand, tempers start to flare a bit, and a lot more physical action here in this second period of play as both teams try to give it, not giving an inch to each other.
Kapla comes back up through center down the right side. Hollowell plays it in, hops past his man, centers it back out. Wilson, great save, still after a rebound, scores! The Marlies cut the lead to within 2. Gustafsson made a great save, but Hollowell was relentless on the play.
Well, I'll tell you, Mac Hollowell starts this whole play as he joins the attack. He's going to get the puck, dump it in, and then he gets it himself, throws it out front. What a pass to Wilson, but Gustafsson with the left toe kicks it out, but Hollowell continues with it, as you said, as it goes off a skate of the Belleville player, and it goes right to Mac Hollowell, who stopped at the top of the blue paint, and he shovels it underneath Gustafsson. And a much-needed goal for Toronto here. Another 2 minutes to play. Have cut the lead to 2. It's now a 5-3 game.
Back up it comes. Brooks had to come to the bench to get a stick. That's his stick laying out there. Wall stops it. Timmy Hallman back behind the goal. It's chased out. Moves it back up. And hit on the play, Marchment. And this is going to be a penalty. England is going to the box. As Marchment was hit away from the play, knocked down, straight back up, and Marchment aware enough to say that should be 4.
Now he is
right side at the blue line. Take a look. Marchment turns and a cross check to the face.
And Egeland, you know what? This is undisciplined, no question about it. After the body check by Marchment earlier in the period. Egeland with the left punch to the head, and Marchment scores on the power play to make it a 5-2 game. The Marlies have cut it to a 5-3 game, and now with 1:12 to play in the period, an opportunity on a power play, and they're going to talk. They're having a discussion between the officials here of whether maybe this is more than just 2 minutes.
Well, I don't know if it's more than 2 minutes. Maybe even a discussion about what will happen here, and I don't know if there's more video than just what we were able to show, or anybody saw what we were just able to show. That was tough, but Marchment is cut, and I don't think we're going to be able to see this one clearly enough to get an idea of whether this should be 2 or 4 minutes exactly. And Marchment comes over to show the referee.
Yeah, he's got the towel to show him, hey, there's blood, but I don't know if that's going to be enough for the officials to change their minds on this play. 2 minutes on the board for Egeland, but regardless, it's a power play opportunity here in the last 1:12 here to really gain some big-time momentum if you can score to cut this to a 1-goal hockey game after being down by 4 earlier in the period.
He's stunning. There's McMaster out front. There's Marchment. Back up high, Dusak. Back over, McMaster draws in, shoots, loose puck out in front of the goal, and that is Gustafsson who clears it up, and now Labrie wants to get tough with Mason Marchment. This is Mason Marchment. Really, the game he brings is the opponents just start to focus on him.
Yeah, and he gets under the skin of the opposition, no question, but the official having some harsh words for him of, you know, I'm watching you as well, and I know that some people get upset with him, and they complain to the officials a lot when Marchment's involved in it.
Dusak with a blast, but that one is into the neighbor's yard with 52.5 seconds left to play.
Oh, that's a good save by Gustafsson. And, you know, coming into this game, Philip Gustafsson 6-0-1 in his last 7. And his save percentage is you know, only .892, but and the big reason for that is the fact that he gets lots of offense provided each and every night as Belleville.
Shot, side of the goal, McMaster. Back on Agostino on the backhand, a little poke check, and that's enough. As
Yeah,
it gets
crafty
back down
little play by the goaltender there as he pokes the puck away from Kenny Agostino and send it 200 feet back the other way.
Oh, he had a power play goal last night, Kenny Agostino. Here's Brooks. Back along, Agostino. Brooks trying to get back to it. It's lifted past Joey Dusak. We got some time here as LeBate comes in to pressure the decision. Marchment gives it back over. Dusak, and now 3-on-2 back the other way. Dusak going to the goal. Pooley out front. Brooks captures it on toward the goal, but stopped and turned away as it made some contact out front. 5-3 the score. The Toronto Marlies are not going away, not yet. We are back here. The third period is just mere moments away as Darren Archibald in the league a while, and Jordan Schwartz as well. And beside him, Michael Carcone, who played on the Comets. Archibald as well. Hockey is a bit of a small town, although sometimes in the small town there are disagreements. And right now, the Toronto Marlies trying to find their way out of this disagreeable score for them. 5-3. Kelly and McMaster asked to back it up. 48 seconds on a power play to start this third period for the Marlies as Brooks tried to power his way through it. Hard into the Toronto zone. Dusak comes to it. Parker Kelly there. McMaster has to move it quickly. LeBate, strong forecheck here from the Senators. And McMaster along back from Brooks, and now McMaster gives it back to Agostino. Off the boards as they set back up. Dusak. Agostino gets it back down low. Marchment has Brooks drawing in toward the shot at the side of the goal. This one picked up, and Brooks wanted a shot, but he knew he had to get it safely to Agostino as well. Far side, McMaster. Deep out of the corner, trying to feed it out. Puck loose and cleared. And we're back to 5-on-5. Englund came out of the box, and Wall sends it back up. Out front it comes. Right back onto the stick of Brooks and across the line. Helenuck was trying to stay on side. That one picked up. Out front it comes, but Formenton is back on top of it. And comes back with Asperol. Trying to cut back through it. Tipped into the corner by Joseph Wall. Back for Brooks. And now coming back the other way. Pass across intended for Archibald. He had a step. Pooley comes back off the boards. Whip squad. And boy, he had him beat. And he was just off target by a hair. Archibald to it again. And now off the glass and out. Kapler comes back, cross ice. Pooley picks it up and across the line, drops it back. Helenuck with a clear shot, draws in, shot, scores! Mac Hollowell with a rip! And he brings the score to within one as the Marlies are marching back.
Back-to-back goals by the youngster Mac Hollowell as he gets involved and jumps into the play late in the second period and gets rewarded with the goal to cut it to 2 goals. Here in the third period, the transition game in the neutral zone, they get some speed back off the defense of the Senators, and then again jumping into the play is Mac Hollowell. The nice little chip pass from the backhand by Hudson Helenuck, and the one-time shot by Hollowell beats Gustafsson, and the Marlies have come back. It's a 1-goal hockey game.
Long pass, high to the glass. Wall! A little bit of a tense moment there for the goaltender as he just tried to whack it back the other way. Now here comes Wilson. Well, he's just sticking with it here. At the line, Kapler. We talk about the confidence of this Senators club, but the Marlies are feeling it too. So 2 confident teams. Brandstrom moves it back up the boards. Here comes Norris. Hold back, cross ice, trying to touch on it was Murray. And a got slashed in the process, I think.
And it's
in
going to
fact,
be
he got
Joey
one right on the
Dusak
hand.
who is going to be called on the play as Murray jumps in from the point position, looking for a putback to try and relieve some of the pressure that the Marlies have now instilled on them. And he gets it on the hand, so as a result, the Belleville Senators will get just their second power play opportunity of the game. And you see the frustration by Murray there as he gets one on the left hand. And Belleville looking to see if they can have an answer for what the Toronto Marlies have been dishing up.
Randstrom, followed up by Marchment, drops it back, slap it. Past Balzers, but he gets it back, and he sends that one out of the zone all the way back down the ice. Randstrom comes back to it. Through the middle, drops it back again. Three forwards cut back across the line. Here's Balzers with the shot. The rebound by Scores is gathered up by Joseph Wall as well.
Well, you need your goaltender to be your best penalty killer, and that's what's happened in the last 3+ games. Belleville last Saturday, excuse me, scored on a power play to open the scoring. Since then, the Marlies have been 19 for 19, and this their 20th opportunity since that goal in Belleville last Friday evening. And they'll tell you their penalty killing was the one spot that needed to have a resurgence, and they've done just that, Todd.
Rob Davison. That's what Christian Rubin said last night. That's when Rob came back. Back over for Norris, and that one picked up by Adam Brooks. Well, he's got Mason Marchment out there, but Brooks is going to carry this one and then turn back. I like this play by Adam Brooks. We've seen it quite a bit. And Brooks picks it up again through the middle. And every time he drives in there, you think he's going to take an offensive opportunity and a risky play, but he decides against it in favor of chewing up some time.
Well, now that you've made this lead shrink down to just one, you want to make sure first and foremost it's all about killing off the power play opportunity first.
There's Charconi trying to get to it as Hollowell sends it back. Gaudette push along to Kaplan. He just eases it back down the ice. Gaudette goes after it. Joey Dusak ready to get back to it as he steps up onto his feet. 2 seconds left to go. Marlies kill off another one. Abramoff as Dusak comes off. Great shot by Abramoff. Better save by Joseph Wall.
Well, Joseph Wall has allowed 5 goals in this hockey game, but he's made a lot of terrific saves as well. As the penalty comes to a close, you've got Abramoff, who's got one of the goals for the Senators in this one, looking to see if he can try and beat that blocking glove of the Toronto Marlie netminder, but he's up to the task and doesn't allow a second chance.
McMaster leans in against Klimchuk, picked up by Rubens, and out comes Korshkov as he works back with Pontus Aberg. He stops up and sends it into the corner. Aberg was held up by Labrie. He comes back to it, and now McMaster. Aberg out front, shoots, rebound, still there, and stopped. The glove gets on it from Gustafsson.
Well, Pontus Aberg, who finds himself back here in the American Hockey League after playing the last couple of games for the Maple Leafs, gets the opportunity as the forecheck started by Korshkov. McMaster picks up the loose puck, and he spots Aberg coming in late. And Gustafsson, his countryman from Sweden, comes up with a dandy save to keep this a 1-goal hockey game, still in favor of his Senators.
Pass up through the middle. It comes in on Wall, and he plays it off into the corner, back up at the line and out. It is kicked back in, but Aberg is waiting for that pass from Korshkov. He just, I don't think, had much on it. As it comes back at the blue line. Schwartz, far side. That is well offside. 5 minutes, 26 seconds gone here in the third period. A little conversation about it, but it wasn't a hard call necessarily for the official to make.
Well, the fans here at the Coca-Cola Coliseum have seen lots of action in this one. And you thought it was going to be out of hand when it was a 4-1 game, then a 5-1 game, but the Toronto Marlies have come back with 3 consecutive goals here now to cut it to a 1-goal game as 9 tallies on the board.
There goes Mac Hollowell. First ever 2-goal game for Hollowell. That's 3 goals on the season. Balzers tries to step by him. Kapla comes back to it, drops it back. It pops up, and it is whacked at backhand, and it comes back outside the zone. 6 minutes gone here in the third period. Kapla comes back. A little shot there at the bench that got the crowd interested. Michael Kapla. Responsible movement of that puck as Kenny Agostino sends it down into the corner. Goes after it himself, back up along the near side. Gravel quick to keep it in, and it is kept in by Marchment. He looks out front. Cross ice, hoping to find Brooks. Back up it comes to the blue line. To the goal. That is tipped and back over to the near side. Gravel looks to the goal, and getting knocked down was Agostino, as Carcone tries to race by Kivihalme. The centering pass turned away. And Carcone knocked silly by Marchment. Here's Brooks up ahead. Mason Marchment and Agostino 2-on-1. Waiting for it. Agostino was trying to get it by Lajoie. He did not.
Oh boy, Lajoie with a great stick to prevent that puck from getting through.
Cross ice off the pads. Rebound, scores. Jordan Schwartz finds it again, and the Senators take a little bit of the pressure off with a goal of their own in the third period.
Oh my gosh, how many times do you see golden opportunity at one end that gets turned aside as the Marlies with that 2-on-1 break broken up, and then right back the other way come the Belleville Senators. The puck just thrown at the goal by Alex Formenton. The initial save on the pad by Joseph Wall, but Johnny on the spot, Jordan Schwartz, puts it back and restores the 2-goal advantage for the Belleville Senators. Lots of time with 12:55 to play here in the third period, but the Marlies continue to find themselves digging out of a hole.
Wilson plays it back up to center. Schwartz, second goal of the hockey game. All the way back, Wall. Boy, if all you did was pick the 12 games of your American Hockey League season to come and see was the Belleville Senators and the Toronto Marlies, you picked good 12 games, 9 in the series so far, and they have all been hotly contested. Long one back off the end boards. Hollowell picks it up there.
You're getting your money's worth each night when these two teams have played.
He got 10 goals here tonight. Here's Reed trying to get across the line. He does. Matt Reed is taken down on the play as Gaudette tries to get back to it. Put out into center. And tap back as Kelly trying to feed it back in toward the goal. Gravel on top of it. Gaudette, it comes back up. Long one. High into the glass. And it'll be Reed that recaptures it. Matt Reed. Now play it back in past Joseph LeBate. Waiting for it. They step back up. Englund. Wall behind his own goal. Will hand this over to Kivihalme. Smooth skates back through the middle. Kivihalme across the line. Still to it. Kivihalme shoots. Rebound. Was sitting there. Gustafson comes up with a terrific save on Kivihalme, who dashed him between 2 defenders.
You put a mark on that save right there by Gustafson if they can hold on to win this game, because the Marlies that close to cutting it to 1 again after a terrific individual job.
There's a chance. McMaster trying to move in on the backhand. Boy, they had a bunch of Marlies there, and McMaster trying to get to it and find anybody.
I'll tell you what a defensive play by Jordan Murray there as he slides down and gets the stick on the ice to not allow that puck to get around him.
Here comes Rubens. Takes the shot. Goes off a body and back to it. Aspero sends it to the far side. Brandstrom trying to cut by, lead it in, but will not connect there to Schwartz. As he plays it back up, Brandstrom again at the blue line. Over the far side. The shot. Off into the glass. Joseph Wall the touch, and that one wanders wide as well. Back Hollowell waiting on it as he gives it over to Kapla. Boy, Ormenton was right there. Here's Hollowell trying to find the backhand of Elenuck as they go racing after it. That will be icing with 9:44 left to go in the third period. This is what we expected in the first period, Bob, and the Toronto Marlies have come here in the third period with some intensity.
Yeah, you bet. And Teemu Kivihalme shows his skating ability to just turn the Jets on and split the defense of the Belleville Senators and get that opportunity to try and help get the Marlies to cut into this 2-goal disadvantage. And Kivihalme again has been a real pleasant surprise for the Marlies all season long.
Oh, redirection there gave Joseph Wall something to think about, and he thought about it, and a save was on his mind. Cadet and Norris back up the line. Shot in on goal, and a whistle on the play. And a little bit at the end of the play from Abramoff, who decided he wanted to see if he could push that one by Joseph Wall, and Joseph Wall in the process as well. They draw the whistle, and I think that's going to be it. Just a little chat from the official, and that's enough. They'll get back to the face-off circle.
Well, Abramoff is having a big year. He's got a goal in this one too, at 17 on the season, and again, one of those guys from the Columbus Blue Jackets in that trade last year of Matt Duchene.
They're remaking the Senators. They certainly have done a good job remaking the Belleville Senators. The Ottawa organization. They've got a lot of good young players here. Getting back Hollowell, this will be picked up on the icing call. As you take a look at the standings, Belleville on top of the North Division. They're the second best team in the American Hockey League.
Well, they really are. Is coming into action, a 13-point advantage over Toronto coming into this one, as the Marlies with 55 points tied with Syracuse, and just 2 points back is Laval Rocket, but some games in hand, 3 to be exact, on both Laval and Syracuse for Toronto.
Marchment trying to play it back. Murray got his stick on it. Brooks finding Agostino. Across the line, but Schwartz is right there. And now Lajoie plays it away. LeBate picks it up. It spreads out a little bit here as Agostino tried to tip it back through the legs. Schwartz waits on it. Plays it in. LeBate trying to center it over the poor waiting Ware. Aspero out front. Picked up, and Schwartz gets knocked down for his troubles, but he got a shot down toward the goal, although it was high. Struggle to get it back out of the mess, and it comes right back for Joey Dusac. Schwartz gets a stick on it. LeBate. Schwartz out front. Great chance. Out front, but it comes back out to the blue line. Picked up by Agostino as he plays it back out. The Marlies will change out their line. Good pressure there from the Senators. Wall plays it into the corner. Gravel moves it back, and now Aber trying to go cross ice. It's such a good road team so far this year, this Belleville team. And McMaster knocked down, his helmet knocked off. He's got to go off, which he was doing anyway. Pass up to Elenuck as he finds Aberg, who comes back across the line, but His pass knocked away as he was hoping to find Korshkov on a give and go. Comes loose. Korshkov moves it back to Hollowell. Out through the middle. The giveaway there as Hollowell comes back and makes good on it. Tries to take it down the wall past Baranska. Labrie there. Far side. Shot, long one into the corner. Trying to make a connection point there was Archibald as it comes all the way back. 7 minutes to play in the third period. Toronto Marlies down by 2. Here's Archibald back through the middle. Helena looks toward the goal. Steps back. Hangs on, drops it back, and then gives it away. Formanton comes back with it. Shoots, stopped, and cleared. And now Archibald working to it. Over to Scott Pooley. And now Pooley on the forehand. Moves it into the corner. He'll have to step back to this one. Cross ice. Formanton comes back with it again as he drops it back one more time to Carcone. Turns, spins. And he was hoping to find England as Carcone picks it up again. Pursued at the boards by Dusak. Carcone. Kivihalme back for Archibald to the far side, up, and Aspero able to keep it in. Turning back, Abramov, side of the goal. This one, Wall wisely hangs on to with 6:07 left to go in the third period.
And he is starting to establish himself with his confidence in his skating ability and his offensive prowess, but defensively he competes, and I really like that about the youngster.
There's Wilson. Knows something about competing himself. Matt Reed. And dig back out of the corner. Norris seals him off, but Reed still to the puck. Wilson gets it back up for Kapla. Got traffic, decides to move it. Gravel try to get it to the goal. That will not quite work out. And now Abramov heading up ice, and Kapla offside as Abramov was well down the ice and well inside the blue line when that puck finally got to him.
Well, everybody looks at coming down the home stretch, the strength of schedule. And the Toronto Marlies have a very good schedule, I believe, for them to make some hay while the sun shines here from now till the end of the season. And you know, yeah, they trail by a couple here, but they've won 3 in a row, and they have really started to, I think, gel together and look a lot more like the team we're used to watching here over the course of the last number of years.
That's really 8 seasons since 2012 when they went to the Calder Cup final against Norfolk. Kivihalme has just been winning after that. And Agostino took a shot at the boards. There's going to be a call here as Agostino comes to the bench, and Jordan Obi gets a quick look at him as they come back over. The Toronto Marlies add the extra attacker here. Dusak carries it. Abert sends it in. Played by the goaltender, and Agostino is being looked at on the edge of the bench there. And heading into the box is England, who has been a menace in this hockey game. We will be back with a Marlies power play when we return.
I am not going to be surprised one bit if we read after the weekend that Egelin is going to end up with a game or 2 suspension after that play.
Back up it comes. Just 2 minutes. As Brooks was looking to it, but it's picked off, and now 2-on-1 back the other way. And Klimchuk waits for it, shot misses, and comes all the way back out. It is Agostino who is back out on the ice and playing. He keeps it in at the blue line, works to the goal, in close. Marchment back at the line. Dusak couldn't quite keep it all the way in, and now out it comes. Brooks. The Marlies needing a goal here to draw within 1. Agostino cross ice. They got some open room there. McMaster drops it back. Marchment out of the corner. Gets it back to the line. Dusak hangs on and then moves it to McMaster again. Up high it comes. Dusak to the goal. The shot, the rebound, still there. And Brooks takes a whack at it, and it is cleared all the way back down the ice. Well, he's trying to get a power play goal here to draw within one. Dusak turns around and feeds it back to Pontus Aberg. Now Aberg choosing to find some help. Korshkov out with him and Reed and Pooley as well. Cross ice as the Marlies having a tough time setting up here with the aggressive PK of the Senators. Back it comes to Reed. And across the line, he and Pooley come. Reed gets it back, looks out front. Tipped out front by Aberg, but it goes off the pads and into the corner. Here's Hollowell. Back over, Pooley looks out. At the side of the goal, Marchment was there, but he couldn't get the touch on it. Korshkov sends it back to Aberg. We're back to 5-on-5. Hollowell, Pooley, back up. Hollowell with the shot out front, loose puck, scores! Matt Reed! 6-5. The Marlies draw to within one again.
The Marlies not giving up in this one. And the veteran Matt Reed has now scored a goal in 4 consecutive games. And it's just throw the puck to the net. Look, it goes off a couple of different pairs of skates. And then Egelin, who comes out of the box, tries to clear it. He doesn't get anything on it. And then Matt Reed just throws it at the goal. It beats Gustafsson. And the Toronto Marlies, with 2:34 to play, have closed the gap to 1. It's a 6-5 hockey game.
If you're paying by the goal, you're doing all right. Here's Hollowell. Trying to tip it back was Agostino. Marlies now will look to add an attacker here when they get a chance. Back up ice, Agostino. Finding Reed. He blasts it in. There goes Wall. As they work it into the corner, Marchment and Agostino to the near side. Matt Reed will pick it up here. He's got Adam Brooks back at the blue line. A little pitch and catch there. Hollowell. And a penalty coming up, and Mason Marchment is going to the box.
It's going to be a slashing call against Mason Marchment, and the official watching all the way from just outside the blue line. And now they're going to call for a little bit of the dive. So they're going to call this 4-on-4. So it's going to be 5-on-4 here for the Marlies in this last minute and 55 seconds. So some extra space on the ice. I think this is an advantage for Toronto as they'll get the goaltender pulled, because it'll start 4-on-4 at the faceoff, because Joseph Wall, I'm sure, will be in a position where he'll be ready to come out of the goal. So Marchment gets the penalty for the slash, but they're going to say that Murray was selling it a little too much, and as a result, I think the Marlies get a break on this one, which is good.
Joseph Wall will be on the bench. The face-off inside the Belleville zone, and Adam Brooks will take it. The Marlies with 5 attackers on the ice, trying to work to even here with 1:55 left to go. Picked up and off the glass, but not out. Tanner McMaster gets to it. Into some open spaces. Agostino up and over the glass. As that one finds itself into the crowd. And of course, the Marlies can't take a timeout here. They used it in the first period when they were down 4-0.
When they were down exactly by...
Needed to get themselves an opportunity here. Here's Adam Brooks. In with McMaster, Korshkov, Agostino, and Dusak. The 5 attackers on for the Marlies. Jordan Schwartz solid in the face-off circle for the Senators. He doesn't win that one. Dusak quick to it. Backhander down deep. Into the corner. Adam Brooks trying to get to it. It is cleared back out. Dusak gets there. Cross ice. McMaster. He'll carry it over the line, but hand it over to Korshkov. And now this one finds itself to Klimchuk as he steps behind the goal, looking down ice. It is Dusak who stops that one from getting any further than the blue line. Agostino trying to lead it back in. It comes back up at the boards. McMaster comes back to it again. Korshkov back for McMaster with a little bit of speed here. Across the line, drops it back. Agostino, Dusak carries it at the blue line. Works his way over to McMaster. Less than a minute to go here in the third period. Shot goes high and wide. Back up to the line it comes to Dusak. Plays it back to Agostino. Kind of wandered on him. Down into the corner for Korshkov. Back up, Dusak, cross ice. McMaster will pick it up there, looks out front. Back to Dusak. Couldn't get the shot away flat. And now back to Agostino again. Dusak with a blast! And up and over the goal it comes. Back it comes to Dusak at the point. He works the blue line. Finding a little help in McMaster, looking out front. Back to Dusak. Here's Brooks. Shoots! Scores! Adam Brooks ties it up with 16.5 seconds left to go.
Wow! Have come back from a 4-goal deficit on 2 occasions in this hockey game this afternoon. And patience with the 5-on-4 here with a 4-on-4 action, but the goaltender out. It's 5-on-4, so like a regular power play. And I'll tell you, what a terrific pass to Adam Brooks. He makes no mistake with the one-time shot. And he was looking for something. He's had an assist in each of the last 2 games, but unable to get on the board since he's been sent back down to the Toronto Maple Leafs from the Maple Leafs. And a huge goal right there ties this game up.
Here's Kapla carrying it as he drops it into the zone. Matt Reed goes after it. Bourgeois there as well, Gaudette. And it is picked up as Klimchuk comes back the other way. Trying to stay onside, they won't. And we are going to overtime as the Toronto Marlies work with the lunchbox. Hit the whistle at 5 o'clock and say, we got some overtime.
Wow, unbelievable. And never say die. Unbelievable job for this team to continue to battle.
Just to mention here, Marchment and Murray are in the box. And so they'll start 3-on-3. They'll come out, it'll be 4-on-4 for however long until the next whistle. So that's 6 seconds that they'll play 3-on-3, and then they'll drop into 4-on-4 after that. And the Marlies will start out with Kenny Agostino, Adam Brooks, and Joseph Dusak. Schwartz for Menton on the other side as they get set here for overtime at the Coca-Cola Coliseum. First time this year that there has been extra time here on home ice. It's all happened, shootout, overtime. Here comes Brooks back the other way, over across the blue line. Adam Brooks still with it, and he is spun out hard into the boards. And Brooks goes down awkwardly into the boards. We will be back with the rest of overtime and an update on Adam Brooks when we return here on Leafs Nation Network. Here's a good sign. Well, Adam Brooks was helped off the ice, but he did go down the tunnel under his own steam once he got back on solid ground.
That's great to hear and great to see for sure.
For Menton. Skates looking for room. 3-on-3. Here's Tanner McMaster comes out along the near boards. Menton cuts back in. Got room, leads it back. Murray tipped inside of the goal. That is the pad of Joseph Wall that makes that save as it comes back out into center ice. Turning back and across the line, 2-on-1. Menton with Murray. The shot doesn't get through. And now here's McMaster is trying to catch him on a change. McMaster drops it back. Dusak, Korshkov scores! Cue the comeback, complete the comeback. Korshkov wins the game.
Wow, unbelievable. But does this young man show some patience right here when he gets the puck? He walks down Broadway and just casually just throws a little deke and deposits it in the empty net for the winning goal. And the Toronto Marlies, unbelievable comeback here today, twice being down by 4 goals and end up with a 7-6 victory.
What a massive comeback by the Toronto Marlies. And we talked, Bob, about the confidence of a team that is able to come back, always believes in itself, and now 4 in a row for the Marlies. They win again in overtime here at home, second time this season. They have not lost in overtime here. And, well, now that's an excitement level. I don't know what we're all ready for that level, but